little earlier in our worship service, Rachel sang some of these words. I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to the place. Guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe. I pray we'll find your light and hold it in our hearts. When stars go out each night, remind us where you are. Let this be our prayer when shadows fill our day. Help us find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. Our lives reflect so many questions, so many experiences, blessings, troubles, good times, awful times. And when we gather as friends in this circle, in this family, we know we are surrounded by people who understand those feelings, those ups and downs, the blessings and the heartbreaks. We are surrounded by a circle of friends who care. Very few places in the living of our lives where that is completely true. Yesterday, our men's ministry was at Silver Lake in Sharon, Connecticut, all day. We gathered on Friday night, stayed over Friday night, and worked on the Herbie Knight Hillside Commons building, putting on a fresh layer of Thompson's water seal on the outside, taking all the crates off the shrubbery around the building, putting down mulch around all of the plantings, cleaning the inside of the building, making it ready for all of the hundreds of campers who will discover the Spirit in that place this summer. We were blessed by a beautiful day, despite the forecast, which was so questionable. And we even found ourselves reading the back of the can of the Thompson's water seal that says, "Do not apply if it is going to rain within 24 hours." And guess who they all looked at when they read that? Dean.
The weatherman.
Is it going to rain in the next 24 hours? And we all went over and did the guy thing. We felt the side of the building. It's so dry. It's going to soak in no time. How could it take 24 hours? So we made the decision and we put on the water seal, and it brightened up the wood within a couple of hours of us applying this. It was interesting to see. And as we left late in the afternoon, we all felt the lumber again, and it was soaked in, and we knew it would be fine. And one of the things we did as we were standing in that special place, that building that took us a couple of years to build, was to gather on the porch. And someday you must all be on this porch. It overlooks a hillside, forests going down to the lake. And we stood in our customary circle with hands on each other's shoulders, and we offered a prayer that the Spirit would be with us and those we love and our friends and we thought about the guys who were unable to be with us, and we mentioned them. And we were together in that place with the wind blowing through the pine trees. And you knew the Spirit was there. No question. And we were, like that early group of disciples, empowered. Empowered by the sense of the nearness of God, empowered by the, in this case, brotherhood of the circle. And we were with people who care about each other and are devoted and loyal to each other. And we know that we care about each other in that circle because we pick on each other constantly. We make fun of the way people paint and of the way they drive nails and of the way they do things, and you just know that this is masculine love, you know. That's how it's done. We celebrated the gift of that circle. The disciples in the reading today are filled with questions and doubt. They don't understand all that is happening. Some of them have experienced the presence post-resurrection. Some of them believe with all their heart. And there are others who are filled with every kind of normal human doubt that one could have, who don't understand how God could allow things to unfold the way they did. And ultimately, I think every one of us comes to a point in the living of our lives when we realize that when we die someday, and if we have that moment when we can ask questions, I have a list of things for God. Why, God? Why did this happen? I don't understand. But I've come to realize in the living of my life, and I'm sure these disciples in the living of their lives, that it was more important to live with the Spirit, infused with God's wisdom, and live beyond the doubt, live beyond the questions, into that place where God's grace truly dwells. The scriptures today speak of how Peter was so filled with confidence that he proclaimed the Spirit of Christ in the very center of the ancient temples, in the very places where people believed in Zeus and the other gods. And he was so filled with confidence that he